I read a story this morning where a dog had been bitten and mauled by another dog and eventually died from its injuries, and the vet reported that there was at least a dozen other injuries within a very short space of time by another similar dog, which was believed to be a pit bull terrier. So I thought I'd do a very brief video on the law surrounding dogs, because many people think that the Dangerous Dogs Act and the relative offences only relate to certain restricted dogs, and that's not quite true. Whilst most people are familiar with the pit bull terrier, there are several different dogs which are illegal to own, to breed, to sell, to exchange, to give away, to allow in a public place, or even to abandon or allow them to stray. But far apart from the specified breeds that are illegal in any of these situations I've just said, Section 3 of the Dangerous Dogs Act 1991 does provide for an offence to allow a dog to be dangerously out of control in any place. So just to repeat, that is any dog in any place, and that includes private property. Within a private property, the owner or the person at the time being in charge of that dog is guilty of a summary offence if they allow that dog to be dangerously out of control, and a dog shall be regarded to be out of control on any occasion where it either injures somebody or causes somebody reasonable apprehension that they will be injured by such a dog. And this is the case whether or not the dog actually does so or not. And before the questions come up about police dogs, there is an exemption in the Act for dogs being used for lawful purposes by a constable or other person in services of the Crown. The next question that will come up in your mind, because I can read your mind, is going to be about trespassers, which is covered under Section 3, subsection 1A of the 1991 Act. This provides that a person is not guilty of an offence where the dog is dangerously out of control with respect to a trespasser who is in or entering their home, whether or not the owner is present or not. So you might be out shopping and someone breaks in and the dog attacks the person to defend their home. However, do bear in mind that there was a case that went to the divisional court where a postman had his fingers bitten whilst delivering mail. The postman was held not to be a trespasser, so this exemption did not apply in this case. But just to be clear about this applies to all dogs in all places. So this includes a public place, which is any place to which the public have access, whether on payment or otherwise, a private place, including your own home, your own garden, or a neighbour's home, a neighbour's garden. And the dog is dangerously out of control if it injures somebody or makes somebody worried that the dog might injure them, so the injury does not need to have happened. And this also applies if your dog attacks another animal, or the owner of the other animal thinks that they might be injured if they try to prevent your dog from attacking their animal. If your dog is found to be dangerously out of control, then you can be prosecuted and receive an unlimited fine or be sent to prison for up to 6 months, or both. You may also be banned from ever owning a dog again, and your dog may be destroyed. If you let your dog injure someone, you could be sent to prison for 5 years, or fined, or both. And if you deliberately let your dog injure someone, you could be charged with malicious wounding. If you allow your dog to injure an assistance dog, which obviously includes guide dogs, you could be sent to prison for 3 years, or fined, or both. And finally, if you allow your dog to kill somebody, you could be sent to prison for up to 14 years, or be given an unlimited fine, or both. And aside from the criminal aspects, of course, there is almost always a parallel civil action that can be taken for damages against someone who fails to control their dog. So if you know your dog is nervous, dangerous, aggressive, please keep it on a lead, keep it under control, because not only is it devastating for other people to get their animals injured, but you can be prosecuted and you can be sent to prison. So make no mistake about it. So please share this video with someone that you know has an aggressive dog, and as always, thank you for watching.